Good day everyone, I am Danica Antea A. Cantago and today I am going to discuss my report regarding elements of organizational structure. But first, before we proceed to my report, let us find out what is an organizational structure. Well, it shows the authority and responsibility relationships between the various positions in the organization and also shows who reports to whom and who has authority over and responsibility for whom. It is an established pattern of formalizing the relationship that exists among those who compose the organization. So, there are 6 composed elements in organizational structure. First, work specialization. Second, departmentalization. Third, chain of command. Fourth, pattern of authority. Fifth, span of control. And lastly, we have formalization. Work specialization refers to the degree by which a job is subdivided into separate defined tasks. This is also known as a division of labor. Its concept involves breaking down a job into several steps, where each step would then be assigned for execution of an employee. Work specialization increases efficiency since employees can focus on a single particular task rather than entire activity. There will be a variety of tasks available in the organization in which the employees could be assigned to position in where they are skilled. These are the advantages, used to increase productivity, and second, allow skill building on the job. And the disadvantages are good to a point and then diminishing returns. Second, boredom. Third, absenteeism. Fourth, stress. And lastly, high turnover. Departmentalization involves dividing an organization into different departments, which perform tasks according to department's specialization in the organization. Departmentalization as a means of structuring an organization can be found in both public and private organizations. An organization can structure itself into departments in the following ways. Different types of departmentalization. We have functional departmentalization. It involves grouping the employees based on their functions or job roles. Second, product service departmentalization. It involves dividing the employees based on the product or service that they produce. Third, geographical departmentalization. It involves grouping the employees based on their respective location or territory. Next, process departmentalization. It involves dividing the employees according to the identified steps of processing a service or product. Lastly, customer departmentalization. It involves grouping the employees based on the type of customer or clients they seek to cater to. The advantages: first, create highly skilled specialists. Second, lower cost through reduced duplication. Lastly, communication and coordination problems are listed. The disadvantages: first, cross-department coordination can be difficult. Second, may lead to slower decision making. Third, produces manager with narrow experiences. Chain of command pertains to the unbroken flow of an authority from the level of the organization down to the lowest rank employees. The principle of unity of command is directly related to the chain of command, where an employee should have only one superior to report to and responsible for. The advantages of chain of command: first, clear reporting relationship exists. Second, unity of command. Third, responsibility and accountability are clearly assigned. The disadvantages are: first, limited initiative. Second, high compensation costs. Third, time consuming for some decisions. Fourth, position power. Pattern of authority. It refers to the extent by which employees are authorized to decide on organizational matters without need to ask permission from members or higher authority. The sustainability of pattern of authority depends on the nature of companies. There are 2 patterns to be considered: centralized and decentralized authority. Centralized authority: in this pattern, the majority of decisions are made by the top-level managers. Decentralized authority: in this pattern, low-level employees are allowed to make decisions concerning the organization. The advantages are: first, easy identification of the data controller. Second, requires a less intricate solution. Third, improves customer relation. Lastly, improves motivation and retention. The disadvantages are: first, requires centralized control over network rights. Second, if any of the erasure contracts become void. Third, the blockchain may have to be modified. Fourth, duplication costs. Lastly, some units not optimized. Span of control regulates the number of direct reporters managed by a single supervisor. It heavily depends on the 3 aforementioned elements of organizational structure. Organizational levels exist since there is a limit to the number of people one can supervise effectively. This limit varies upon situations. There are 2 types of span control. First, narrow span of control. This happens when a superior only has a few subordinates to deal with. This span of control allows the superior to develop closer mentoring relationship with his or her subordinates. Second, wide span of control. This happens when a superior has many subordinates to handle. In this span of control, employees are required to work within minimum supervision. We have the advantages of narrow span of control. First, close supervision. Second, close control. Third, fast communication. The disadvantages are: first, superiors interferes too much. Second, many levels. Third, high cost. And also, the advantages of wide span control are: first, superiors are forced to delegate. Second, clean policies. Third, carefully selected subordinates. And the disadvantages are: first, decision bottlenecks due to overloaded. Second, danger of loss of control. Third, requires exceptional quality managers. Lastly, we have formalization, the extent to which an organization's policies, procedures, job descriptions, and rules are written and explicitly articulated. Formalized structures are those in which there are many written rules and regulations. These structures control employee behavior using written rules, so that employees have little autonomy to decide on a case-by-case basis. The advantages of formalization are optimum use of resources, job satisfaction, motivating employees, and lastly, facilitating management action. And the disadvantages are cooperation and coordination suffers, limited scope of creativity, and lastly, doesn't allow long-term planning.